Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Chicago Success Series on the Rise Women Network. I am Queen F. Smothers. Thank you for joining us today. I am so excited. I have a very good treat today for you guys. One of my favorite movies from the 70s is a movie called Monkey Hustle. And one of the actors lead actors is a friend of mine's on social media, and I've seen him around, and he's very quiet, but he's there, And I decided to test the waters and ask him to be a guest on the show today. He has an extensive history as far as acting and directing, and he's produced a couple of projects. His name is Donn Carl Harper. He played one of the lead actors in Monkey Hustle. He's played in such shows as The Untold Stories of the ER, Chicago Story TV series, Brewsters Places series, American Dream TV series. He's been on Jimmy Kimmel Live. He's played he has many film credits. One is Soul Food, Meet the Family, The Frumps. He's played a lead actor, and that Mimic 2, Vacant Lot, The Longest Shot, Under the Influence, and of course, my favorite, Monkey Hustle. He has an extensive history in theater. You've probably seen him at ETA Theater and Black Ensemble Theater, playing in 20-Year Friends, The Hooch, Good Black, Harvest of Frost, Comfort Stew, Dirt Stoops, American Boys. He's played in the others Cinderella in the Black Ensemble Theater, The Otis Redding Story, Muddy Waters, Jerry Butler's Story, all at the Black Ensemble Theater. And I see at Hidden Stages Theater, he played in a soldier story. He played a sergeant. Wow, he's done commercials, voiceovers, and I'm just so excited. He has an extensive history. This guy is doing it. Okay, he's doing what some of us really only dream of doing. And I'm going to present to some, but present to others, Mr. Donn Carl Harper. Hi, Don.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, we
Queen
got
Nell.
you.
Yeah.
Nailed you. I'm so excited to see you that we were able to connect, and thank God for things like StreamYard that can connect people even though we're distance, we're miles apart, we can all, be on the same live stream. So thank you for accepting my offer to be a part of the Chicago Success Series. You are definitely a success.
Well, thank you for
Um,
having me and thank you for saying that.
yeah, yes. Like I told one of my other guests, success, there are different measures of success. One is that you achieve what you desire to do and that it makes you happy. So, do
Well,
you consider,
the definition
yourself
of
happy?
success, they'll
Mhm.
tell you, is when preparation meets opportunity. That's
Mm,
success. So you prepare
wow.
and you look for that opportunity, and if you're ready, success.
Okay, and you were definitely ready. I was thinking of when you were younger, I was looking at one of your Instagram posts, and you were talking about like Monkey Hustle when you first started acting. And I thought you were much older in that movie. Maybe it was the afro,
Yeah, and my
but
phone was lit.
you were 14? Is
I
that
was
how?
I was 15. So I was in between
Wow.
my junior and senior year. But I have been
Okay.
auditioning for movies since I was like 14. But I have been acting since I was about 6 or 7 years old. The
Oh, okay.
IMDb says 12. So I have been in plays through school. I was in all the school plays, and I
Hmm.
got into like an all city theater group from all the high schools, and we did musical theater. So I was right about that age when I first got called to audition for a movie. The first movie was Cooley High. You remember Cooley
Oh,
High?
okay.
Okay, so
Cooley High.
Cooley High was it was done in 75, right after Monkey Hustle. I mean before Monkey Hustle a year.
Before.
So
Okay.
my my drama teacher in high school, I went to Kenwood High School on the South Side.
Hmm.
Shout out Kenwood, hey, Broncos. Uh, I went to
Okay.
Kenwood, and I had a drama teacher that said it was a white drama teacher, and she says, I want you to go down and audition for this movie. And she said the name of it is Collie High. She said Collie
Collie
High.
High.
So I'm like, Collie High. Well, of course, she got the name wrong, but it was Cooley High. And I went down
Okay.
and I auditioned. And back then, it was like maybe 10 actors in the city, the whole city, that got called for the auditions. The same 10 actors. I was with Shirley Hamilton Agency, and they told me to go down. So I took the train down and auditioned, and
Uh-huh.
and I found out I almost got in Cooley High, but it was between me and this other actor named Corin Rogers. He's a good friend of mine, but he ended up getting the part of Pooter in Cooley High. Okay, so
Okay.
they wanted me to be an extra in Cooley High. I didn't do it. I was kind of young, so I didn't do it. So, but 1 year
Okay.
later, the same agent called me back, and uh, there was this script called Monkey Hustle. So
Okay.
I'm 15 years old, take the train down, audition for that, and I'm seeing the same guy that got in Cooley High, and we were up for the same part. And then what happened was I got cast. So when I got cast
Okay.
in Monkey Hustle, I knew nothing. I mean, I knew theater, but it was like the first time, first experience, you know. But
Wow.
yeah, but it
Real
was with
quick,
some
real
good.
quick, real quick.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
wanna we got
Okay.
one of Mocha sisters saying good evening. Hey Bronco. I don't know who Bronco is, but
Right,
and
Kenwood was the high school I went to, and
okay.
our name was the Broncos. So the Broncos is
Oh,
Kenwood High School in Hyde Park.
okay.
KHS Broncos. Broncos.
Oh, Mocha, you probably maybe she went to Kenwood. Hey, girl, thank you
Okay,
for tuning
she
in.
know what
And
I'm
we've
talking
got.
about.
I was like, now is she losing it? No. And then
No.
my good friend Moo, he's saying peace. Yeah, and she said, yeah, I went to Kenwood class of 1986. Okay,
Okay.
wow.
I
Okay,
was I was class of 77. So
okay.
yeah,
We got some
before it became
Kenwood in the
Kenwood Academy.
house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
cool.
wow, so Monkey Hustle, really, you didn't have any film experience. You
Nah.
basically had theater. Wow, and you did such a good job. I mean, the acting was good. And like I said, I thought you were much older than that. And then when I looked at and you said you were like 15, I'm like, 15? I
Well,
mean,
you know
you
what?
carried the
It's
role.
funny have said that because back then, even with Cooley High and Monkey Hustle, they
Mhm.
had older guys playing younger. Okay, so like
Oh,
if you look at Cooley High, Glenn
mhm.
Turman, who's like near 80 now, Glenn Turman, he was 30 years old playing a high school team at 17.
Are you
Okay,
kidding? I didn't know he
right.
was that old in there.
Yeah, he was old. Yeah, and Lawrence Hilton Jake, they weren't teenagers. But nowadays, you
Uh-huh.
know, when they cast a movie, a 14-year
Mhm.
old got to look like a 14-year-old. Okay, and today's
Okay.
14, you dig? You can't. I can't fake be 14 again, no matter how
Right.
much I shave.
I mean, if you
You
shave,
know,
maybe. But
I can
yeah,
look
but you
younger.
got I know that you get that a lot with the monkey hustle. I don't want to, I ain't gonna stay on that too long. It's just I'm gonna tell you now. I'm in a group on Facebook and it's called "You're Not from 47th Street." If you don't remember, and then they'll have different things you have to remember. And one was the movie Monkey Hustle, and people just lit up. You don't know how it's like time traveling, how when you go back and you think about where you were at that time in the 70s, and it just lights people life up when to see the film. It is one of my number one films because the acting, the adrenaline, and it's not like all sad or nothing. It's like exciting about, they're teaching you about what happened in the hood, but it's funny, you know so
I'm glad people,
it does.
remember it. But let me say, Monkey Hustle. Wow, that was about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I would tell
I
my,
know.
well, I would tell my age, but that was a long time ago.
Right, and
Life was
you've
a
got
lot
other
simpler
film
then.
credits. You've
Yeah,
got
I mean,
plenty of film credits.
the best thing about doing Monkey Hustle was I got a chance to work with actors that I never in life would have met. Okay, Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah.
People, it's funny about Yaphet Kotto. Everybody, they say his name different. They say Yapet,
I used to say it that way
Yapa,
too.
But his correct name was
Mhm.
Yaphet,
Yeah,
Yaphet
that.
Kotto. Okay, and if you don't know him, you need to look him up. He was a great actor,
Oh,
and
that's one of
uh,
my favorite actors. And how was
yeah,
it working with Fiat Kodo? How was
oh,
it working with him?
it was very cool, But I was a teenager, so I really bonded with the younger cast members. But
Mhm.
yeah, whenever I worked with Yafet, I was just mesmerized and watching him work,
Yes,
And at that time, I think he had did a movie called Across 110th Street,
across
and I'm a movie
110th
buff.
Street.
Yeah, I'm a movie
Yes.
buff, so I knew every actor everywhere, and but he was one actor, and then Debbie Morgan,
Uh-huh.
is current today. Debbie
Yeah.
Morgan with the dimples.
Yeah,
Okay,
she got them pretty dimples.
right, and
Mhm.
she's been in Eve's Bayou. I think she's on Power. She's
And
just
she
working
starred
off
in
the
All My Children too.
yeah.
All
But
My Children.
her first movie was Monkey Hustle.
So a
Okay,
lot of actors started, they springboarded from that, from Monkey Hustle. And then
yeah,
Rudy Ray Moore, did you have any type of, affiliation
yeah.
with him as far as,
Well, at the time, all I knew about Rudy Ray Moore as a
Mhm.
kid that he made uh, dirty records. If you remember your mom and your
Mhm.
grandma, maybe they had these things called party records, right? And
Mhm.
basically, it was a bunch of cursing and a bunch of adult stuff that kids didn't listen to. We never get a chance to listen to them, but it was
Right.
Rudy Ray Moore and Red
Mhm.
Fox,
And Red
and
Fox
they
and
just
Richard
cussed. And,
Pryor.
right. And
Mhm.
so, but Rudy Ray Moore, he was good. It was great to work with. I had no
Mhm.
idea at the time that he was going to be the legend that he was, but
Really?
he was actually kind of humorous to me, because
With
you
all
see,
that gold.
let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something that y'all don't know. So, what they would do with Rudy Ray Moore, all that gold, he was playing this pimp, right?
Uh-huh.
But they would glue the hairs to his chest. Okay,
Wait a
they
minute.
didn't. Yeah, that
You
was
didn't
phony
reveal
hair on
that.
his chest.
No, you didn't
Yeah,
just not reveal that.
yeah, that's a monkey hustle secret. Okay, I was there. Okay,
Oh, and
and I
I
was
was
15.
liking that body hair.
Wait, and so wait, and I'm 15, right? So I'm a cynical black teenager. We cracking on Rudy. Look at him gluing his hair to his chest and stuff like that. Because people didn't. It was a Hollywood moment. And we
Oh my
watch him glue the
goodness.
hair to his chest to make him sexy. It It was funny, you know. That's a secret.
Oh, he was hilarious. Everybody was funny in that movie. It was, but I didn't know that. So you didn't reveal the Hollywood secret there. Now you
But you
have
gotta
you
get
have starred in a lot of stuff. A Streetcar Called Desire. You played the
streetcar
lead
name
actor.
designer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Name
I did
Desire.
those. I got a lot of I did a lot of theater here and a lot of
Yeah.
commercials. You know, you don't people really don't list their commercials. You kind of just have to you
Mm-hmm.
see that person, you're like, oh, I know him, you know, or that's the guy that reminds me of that. And
Right,
so
right.
for example, I've done one, two, three national commercials with Michael Jordan.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
This was
Wow.
uh before Michael was Michael. You know, this is when he first got
Wow.
here and before the championships and everything. And it just felt like that, you know, when he
That's
came here.
great.
Yeah, so I'm blessed. I have some
Yes.
stories to tell from there, but I'm gonna save that for the book.
Okay, I'm sure you
I
should
got some
have a
juicy
book coming
stories.
out. Yeah, I
No,
wanna
I'm
I'll
just
be the
teasing.
first one to read it too.
I
Yeah.
got juicy stories. It's been my career has been over 50 years, and I actually
Wow.
started. Remember what inspired me to be an actor? My mother.
Mhm,
My mother raised me pretty much. Mom and
mhm,
dad got divorced early on, but it was
mhm.
just me and my mom. So a black mother that works and the son. So I
Okay.
watched when I grew up. I watched this TV show called Julia. You too young for that.
Julia with Diane Carroll.
You don't know nothing about that.
Look, I'm up there with you
You,
then. I'm almost up
you got
there.
you still got milk behind you. You're too young. Anyway, there was Diane Carroll had a TV series. She was the first black
The
woman
first.
to play a major character on television. And in the
Yes.
storyline, she was raising her 8-year-old son named Corey Baker. And Corey
Right,
Baker
right.
so I grew up watching this every week. So I wanted to be Corey Baker. And I did
Okay.
everything. So I would wait till the TV show uh
Mhm.
at the end when they run the credits, they would list
Uh-huh.
the address of where to send stuff, you know, or
Really?
what studio. So I wrote to the studio. I wrote to send it off, and they sent me pictures back. You know, I got a 8 by 10 color photo of the cast of Julia, and so I
Really?
always wanted to, that was what catapulted me into wanting to be an actor. And
Oh,
so with that
okay.
look, I identified with that little black. I saw myself on TV. You
Mm.
dig? And so years later, I was an actor. I did the movie, and at a certain point, you have to leave Chicago to really test the water. So, you know,
Okay.
years later, I went to California. I moved, okay, and
Okay.
after I got moved in, my first day on the beach, I went to Venice Beach, and the
Mhm.
first day on the beach, I'm walking down the beach, and who do I run into? Corey
Who?
Baker.
Are
Corey
you
Baker.
kidding? The
Yes,
actor?
just
Oh,
like God, I was walking down, looking at everything, and this guy came walking next to me carrying
mhm.
a trumpet. Well, of course, it's 40 years later. He's grown
Uh-huh.
up, but his name is Mark Capage, but he had the same
Okay.
face. And I turned to my right, and there was him. So, I
Wow.
totally freaked out. And I started telling him all my whole life story.
You got
My
like the
first
best
day,
luck.
hey, it's
I
God.
won't say luck. It's
My first day in Hollywood, I meet the guy that inspired me to be an actor. So
wow. That is amazing. I don't think that's chance. I
nobody would
think
believe it.
that's like, you know, it's kind of like when you send something out into the universe answers back. And you were sending out that you wanted to meet him and you wanted to
Yeah,
be an actor. And did you have a certain level of faith, or did your mother raise you in church, or how did that
Yeah,
go? Work?
I was raised in church. I knew I knew that I what I wanted to do early on,
Mhm.
especially after getting in monkey hustle. I knew I saw how to do it, and then I knew that I had to go to try to go to Hollywood, and
Yeah.
so I finally got up the money and the time and everything, and life got in the way, but I got to Hollywood, and I was
Mhm.
there almost 20 years. So, and
Oh,
I
really?
worked.
You lived in
Yeah,
LA for 20 years
yes,
and
yes, I did.
survived
Yeah, yeah.
without going
It's
crazy and
you
being out on
know,
the street?
but you know what they say. You live in Chicago, you can make it anywhere.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. I've
and
heard
that's the
that.
truth. LA wasn't nothing. Everybody's like, oh, earthquakes, oh, fake people. That was all of that, but that was nothing.
Okay.
They had to
Wow.
grow up on the south side of Chicago. You know, it
Right.
was much rougher. You
Okay,
know,
I know, honey, man. But it's amazing that wow, that you went to LA for 20 years and then you
yeah.
came back to Chicago. You didn't get caught up into, anything out there, did you?
No,
Like
I came back.
drugs.
I I probably wouldn't have came back, but I came back for two reasons. One was because my mother took ill, and also
Mm.
I had to meet my wife, or
Okay,
re-meet her.
chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we grew up together as kids, and I thought never see her. It's just somebody in my mind. And then when my mom she got ill, and eventually she passed. So 5 years
Mm.
later, she passed, and so I had to really stay in Chicago. And then there's other
Chicago.
family members that
Mhm.
my family really needed me, but it was
Uh-huh.
also for me to be in the right place to meet the second half of my life. So
Yeah.
you know,
It's kinda like a pass off, it's like your mother passed off, "Okay, I raised you now, I'm sending you somebody who else who's gonna take care of you."
and that's what
That's
happened. Mom
wonderful.
sent it to me. So
That's
yeah, so
wonderful.
it is good. I'm settled. I'm a little older now, but now I'm really concentrating on getting to work, and
You're
it's a difference
directing
in the.
now?
Huh? Beg your pardon?
Are you directing now? You
Oh
say
yeah.
you're
Well, I was directing before I left. So actually, I've been back in Chicago about 6 years, but before I left, I was really
Mhm.
directing. You mentioned I had my own theater company with another sister, um,
Oh.
Doris Norris, and it was Hidden Stages.
Doors Norris. Oh my God, hit the stages. That was my
Yes,
first play that I saw as a young lady, other than high school. I did drama in high school, but my first play was A Raisin in the Sun, and Amos Ellis starred in that in Hidden
exactly.
Stages. Yeah.
And that was I was the artistic director. I was out of town. They had Kamadi Porter directed that, but that Doris
Oh.
and I were producing partners over there on 22nd Street in that loft space. Remember that?
Right,
Yeah. So
right.
great theater. It's like a living
Oh
room,
yes.
and it was a great theater. We did about 10 plays, but Doris passed. Okay,
Oh, she did.
Doris and her husband Greg, who was a producing
Oh.
partner, they both passed. So we lost that theater. But
Mm.
theater is my background out of Chicago theater. Shout out to
Yeah.
ETA Theater, Renako Jahi, the
Yes,
late Alvin
Renako.
Joan Brown, Jackie Taylor,
Yes,
and
Sabrina.
Impact Theater is another
Impact.
black theater company in
Didn't you
Chicago.
just get an award from Impact? Didn't you get
I
awarded?
did, man. I
What
did.
was it
I did.
for?
Best
Really?
actor. I did a play
Wow.
called Master Comic, and
That's the
with the Impact theater company on the north side, black theater company. Shout out to Reggie, he's wonderful. And they kept me. I did a couple plays there since I've been back. But this
Okay.
master comic was based on the life of Bill Cosby. So I actually played
Oh,
the Bill Cosby character. This is right during the
really?
trial. Yeah. And so I won an award for it, but because of the subject matter and Cosby getting uh, convicted and all of that, people just didn't want to see the play or whatever. But and then
Oh,
COVID came, so but I had won the award right before COVID hit, so it was a wonderful thing.
oh, wow. This is my sister Emma. She's saying hello, Mr. Harper.
What's up, Emma?
She
What's
is a
up?
avid, of course, movie buff also. Hey sis, and then there's yeah, that's sad that that movie that your play didn't take off because it's unfortunate, you know, I don't want to get into the Bill Cosby thing, but we know how they treat us, and it's unfortunate that all of that he did, it seemed like it's getting erased, and it shouldn't be that way. So I hope that
Well,
the
I
play
think
takes
I
up.
think what the, people still don't want to acknowledge what he what he did good. I'm like, if you want to give back to you cut all of his scholarships, just give him back the money. Okay, you can feel what you want about
Exactly.
Bill Cosby, but and
I've
he
been
did
saying that all along.
did
Give him
bad
his money
stuff,
back.
and I don't condone what he did, but so did
Mhm.
Hugh Hefner and all these other dudes that got away with it. And it is what it is. He they convicted him. He's out. And but I do think he did a lot of good.
Let
I
it.
don't think they want to take his star off the Hollywood
Mhm.
Walk of Fame, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, you
You
can't erase everything. I mean, he's got a wonderful history besides that, what he did or whatever, and who hasn't made a mistake or did something they regret it, So I hope that the play takes steam again, and maybe, you guys
hey,
get it going, you know.
it, you know,
Yeah,
I'm sure at some point there's going to be scripts. There's going to be a movie about it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
a lot
Well,
of
I'm
movies in the world.
I've like I said, I've written a couple of projects, and hopefully, maybe one day we can connect. And who knows,
Yes, I need a
maybe get.
job. I need work.
I know. All I need to do
I
is
ain't
get
too
some
ashamed.
funding. I'm gonna have to
I
reach
ain't too
out.
ashamed.
I've learned how to ask people for money and not worry about it. I used to, like, when I had my newspaper, I would have sales accountants that would get the ads for me. I didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
problem putting together the paper, but I had a problem asking people. But nowadays, I don't have a problem asking for support or help. When you got a
See, and
project that you know,
I don't have a problem asking people, yeah, work, because there's a lot of people that write scripts and they end up in their drawers and stuff like that.
yeah,
If you got a script and I'm into checking it out, let's work together. I don't have to be the
mhm,
one to make it. I can produce it. We can produce it and
mhm,
like that and so forth. But definitely
yeah,
work, especially with Black people. So
yeah.
many of
Because
our stories need to be told.
and
Your
see, that's
script
what
needs to
made
be
the
done.
Right. That's what made the 70s and the 80s so great, is that a lot of scripts went out there. We got Get Christy Love, a lot of Pam Grier movies. They call them black exploitation. I don't know why they have to put the negativity with it, because those movies is kept actors. They kept us, the actors acting, and people got work. African Americans, there are a lot of scripts that were out there that were really good, and that, that encouraged people, inspired people. And I think that we just have to pull our money together as Black people to get more work, to get things going as far
Yeah,
as, films.
and that's it. But But see, and then a lot of people, especially in there's a lot of actors that just they think about the paycheck first, as opposed to the work. And
Mhm.
in the bottom line, it is all about the work.
Right.
Like I said, if you write something and you want to hear how it sounds, I'm an actor and I can tell you how it sounds. So share it, do that. Or a
Okay.
lot of people just write and they don't, it ends up in a box somewhere,
Right,
and you
right.
never know. It could be a great script, but no, you
Right.
got to
For
take chances.
instance, Mocha's sister, she's a writer. She writes books, and she's got a crime book out. Well, she's working on a crime book. She has it on like Amazon where you can read pages of it, and it's really
Mhm.
good. So we got a lot of people that's talented, and we just need to all pull our talent together. And you know, any questions our viewers have, be sure to post it in the link. Donn Carl Harper, anything you like to leave with our guests, such as something that you like to motivate, anything you want to say to motivate future writers, directors, actors,
Hey,
producers?
yeah, I just want to say, if you have that passion in your life, to go ahead and pursue it. Whether whether you hang on to it and never show it to anybody or whatever, but at some
Mhm.
point, just write it down. Right,
Mhm.
the whole thing is about the work and the word, and
Mhm.
script it, and then if you can't wait for Hollywood to produce it, shoot your own stuff. Just shoot it for fun. You know, um, take a scene from your whatever you wrote that maybe the least easiest to do, and take, if it's between two people, just take it and shoot it. Shoot it outdoors in the park.
Uh-huh.
Shoot it just to get a little feel of it, and then go back and look at it. You know, and shoot it, and like what you've done with your show here, everything is available through YouTube and an iPhone. So you
Yeah.
don't really need no cameraman. You don't need no big budget. You know, you just
Okay.
have to
Thank you.
try it. Try it. You don't need all of that. I mean, you could wait. People are like, well, I'm waiting until I get some money. Funding. Everybody's like, oh, funding.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm from the Spike Lee school. We did guerrilla
Yeah.
theater. You just go out and shoot
Yes.
it. Don't ask no
Yeah.
questions. Shoot it. And then
Mm.
when the cops stop you, you say, "Oh, I'm just doing a student. I'm doing a student film."
Right.
Okay. The white boys do it all the time. Okay. White boys.
Yeah.
White
You
boys.
know.
These white boys. Listen, let me tell you. These white boys go to sleep at night, have a dream, write it down about 6 in the morning, and shoot it in the afternoon on their
Okay.
iPhone,
And don't
and it
have
gets
one permit
nominated
first.
from award. Man,
No film
please.
permit.
I mean, of course, we'd all like to do things correctly, but you got to get it out, and writers got to get it out. So you got to
Right.
do it. It's no good if it's in your drawer.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
it. And I would tell
Mocha,
everybody, what I heard from the great debaters. Um, we do what we have to do so we can do what we want to do. Okay. So you got to do that. You got to take time, live life. The business
mhm.
is never going anywhere. It may take you till you 70 years old to get a script produced, but you'll still get it produced.
It's
So keep,
okay.
yeah,
Cicely
it's all right.
Tyson was acting until she was 95 years old. So,
Okay.
I mean, the
Uh,
60 now is different from the 60 then. We're much younger. 50, 60. The age is like we're like ageless nowadays, if you notice. It's not the same like back in the day. So Mocha Sister is saying, Mr. Harper, was it hard to protect your written material in Hollywood, like making sure your copyrights were protected?
yeah, well, first of all, if you wrote something and you say, well, I'm going to go to Viola Davis, you can
Mhm.
contact them, but you never give your written material. The old fashioned way to copyright your stuff is stick it in an envelope and mail it to yourself. Okay,
Mhm.
that's that's one of the old fashioned ways. It doesn't cover a lot of stuff. So basically, you don't give up your material. But like I was, telling people what you do is you get a portion.
Mhm.
You put together a sizzle reel. So you complete your script and you do a sizzle reel of a scene and put it on a
Okay.
videotape, and that goes with the script. Because you give a script out to somebody, they're not reading it, not right away.
So how
Unless
long
you
is the sizzle reel gonna be? About 5 or 10 minutes? How
5 or
long?
10 minutes, whatever you want of your best work. And that
Oh,
always
okay.
that's like when they ask you to do a synopsis or a treatment, same
Mhm.
thing. But
Oh, okay.
treatments can go with a tape nowadays.
Oh,
Give
okay.
somebody a little taste of something to go ahead and look at that script. Let me read that. That's a good scene. Let me read that. It doesn't
Okay.
hurt. You know, and
Okay.
that will help us. So, but to do that, you need good actors. So you need to get some good actors and uh
Mhm.
and just do it. Shoot it on your iPhone. Shoot it. Type up the script. Finish the script. Everybody got scripts, but they ain't finished.
It's
Finish
not
it.
right.
No,
It'll never, if you gotta put a
it's gonna
period on it at some point.
right, and then you got to be open to constructive criticism of what would make that. You take it to your film person or somebody what would
Right.
make that pop. You know, well, this don't work, this don't work, whatever. And then that's when
Right.
you get work on. So a lot of scripts, like even Jamie Foxx and Ray, they've been working on that script over 10 years. It's
Really? No
nothing
wonder it
new,
was so good. It was
right?
well written.
It was good, and they got the right people.
Yeah, the
But
stars. But one thing, I don't like to see the same people playing lead in these movies though. I okay,
well, you know what?
and I love Jennifer Hudson, but there are other women that could have played Aretha that we
Nah,
don't know. You
no,
I'm just
girl.
saying. I'm
Only
just
one girl
saying.
could play. Listen,
Let's keep it real.
let only one person could play Aretha, and that was Jennifer Hudson.
That's because she ordained
Okay,
her. I
now
know. But what my point is that we keep seeing the same actors, the same lead actors in
I
different
agree.
roles.
Well, you
The
know
same,
what?
you
It's
know.
funny. It was a comedian friend of mine was saying, "Yeah, I saw a movie the other night with Morris Chestnut and Taraji, and then I turned the channel and I saw Morris Chestnut with somebody else." He said, "It's the same damn actors.
Right.
They in every movie." You know. So right, and what one thing that is real important is that I've learned over my career
Mm,
is your branding is not how many times we see you or how many movies you've done. Your
mhm.
branding is how good you were, because it would be like, well, that guy, remember that guy from that movie? He was good. You want to remember
Right.
how good people was, not how many times you see them. So people like Sam Jackson and Kevin Hart, I mean, they're just everywhere. You
I mean,
know,
okay, it's
it's
like,
okay. I like them.
and you could only, if you sound the
Yeah,
same in different movies, that's not good acting. You got to
right,
break down
right.
that character.
The branding should be how good you are and how good you were, in
Right,
that,
right.
and
Yeah.
not how many. And to any actors out there, that's what because actors are like, oh, I want to be in this, I'm gonna do it, because I'm like that. I want to be in everything they shoot. I'm
Right.
like, I could be in there,
Right.
but you have to learn that it's not good for you to be in everything. You want
Right.
people to remember you. Oh yeah, I remember you from that movie. Oh yeah, is that the same guy from this movie? You know,
Mhm.
and to people out there that want to get into the business and
Mhm.
take class, the biggest class you can do is watch movies and TV and study.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Mhm.
Okay, people like, oh, you watching all the TV movie? I'm studying.
You're
I'm
studying the
I'm looking at I'm
background.
looking at Denzel drop the one tear and glory. I'm looking at Denzel
Right.
in John Q. And people that
Exactly.
are acting that are making me feel, and I
Yeah.
mean, that's magic. And the only way you can study that is you got to look at it.
Yeah,
People.
because a lot of times when I'm watching a movie, I'm looking at the background, I'm looking at the scenery, I'm looking at the product placement, the little Pepsi, cup
All
or
of that.
whatever, that's product placement. And then you use all that and say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, so
Yeah,
like you said, you're studying, not just the
it's
movie.
all it's all connected. So every little bit you do, if you get if you write another paragraph, you've accomplished something. It's never it ain't over till it's over.
It ain't over
Okay,
till it's over. I
okay,
want to ask you about Southside for You. You played in the Obama movie about Michelle and Barack Obama's first date or whatever. And you
yeah,
played a community organizer. Is that the
right.
part?
So it
How
was
was that?
well, the name of it is Southside With You, and
With
it's
you?
yeah, it's
Oh,
the
Southside
story
with you.
about Barack and Michelle on their first date. Okay, so they had the first date before they was even a couple. He dated her while he was
Mhm.
interning at her law office that she was working for. So it's on everything. It's called Southside With You, and it stars Tika Sumpter.
Tika,
Tika,
yeah. Tika.
yeah, little dark girl. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
Tika,
girl.
yeah, Tika Sumpter. She's on the Have and Have Nots, but this
Uh-huh.
was her movie, and she produced it.
She
Okay.
produced it?
Yes, people don't know that, but she produced it, and there's a brother on it. The brother that plays Barack is
Uh-huh.
his name is Parker Sawyer. Parker Sawyer, and I think he's in a couple of movies. Um, but it's ironic. He played Barack in that movie, and he's on a TV series now called P Valley. And P Valley is not for weak people. It's an
Oh,
adult program.
really?
Yeah, y'all
Oh,
know about P
okay. Then I
Valley.
had to see it then.
You better,
That
yeah. No, people, yeah, yeah. Well, P Valley is, people know they know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that guy that played Barack is in P Valley. But uh, it was great working on the film. I was very fortunate to get in. I actually auditioned to play Michelle Obama's father, and I
okay.
ended up playing one of the community organizers that he worked with in the past. So somebody said I like P
Yeah.
Valley do that. Yeah, P
Now
Valley.
y'all make me want to see it now. I want
Yeah,
to know what the P stand for.
well, I'm gonna
P
tell you
funk.
that if you if you're a really heavy Christian, you may not like it. It's a little rough.
Oh,
It's a
okay. What?
little rough.
Look,
I
Mocha
mean,
got the eyes.
it, it's a little rough for me. Okay, I'll be like, oh my god, if you think Empire and all, I mean, and
Okay.
P Valley goes all the way out. Okay, it's all the
Okay.
way out. It's some crazy shit. Anyway,
I want to ask you this. A couple of months ago, rest his soul, that we lost Michael K. Williams, the actor from The Wire and
yeah,
the other movies he
yeah,
played in. And one of the things is that, well, I was concerned is that he said when he was alive, he said one of his friends asked him, "Do you meditate?" Because his role in The Wire calls for a lot of that acting of being down in the gutter, and then he noticed that he wasn't coming out of character. How do you
right.
come out of character?
Well, it depends
You know.
on the what the role is. And I played all kinds of roles. You don't, and that takes time to you go deep. It's hard. It's different for a play as it is for a film. Okay, so a
Mhm.
film, you channel this character, whatever, and you keep it with you, and you kind of have to live like that person. But once you do the scene,
Uh-huh.
then you're able to let it go. You can, and it's done. A
Mhm.
play, if it's a play, you got to do it every night. So that's a little harder.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I did this play. Um, it was called Amongst This You Stand Like a Fine Brown Stone. It was on Gwendolyn Brooks' poetry, but I had to do this thing about my monologue about my wife dying every night. So every
Oh,
night, I'm in tears when I hit the stage. You know,
really?
it can take a toll on you. Uh, you have to find ways to relieve yourself. uh,
Like what
what,
move?
what, whatever you need to reverse that.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's just drink. It could be other stuff or whatever you
Mhm.
need to do. It's a
Yeah.
balance. People think
Yeah.
acting is easy. It's not.
It's not, no, because I
Because
used
one
to,
of
yeah.
one of the things they teach you is if you have to play a bad scene, to think of a bad experience. And a lot of people don't want to go there and recreate that. But
Right, right.
but
That
true
could be,
actors, will go there. We'll go
yeah.
there. We'll go dark. But then it'll take a little while to come out. And every actor has a little time to come out. Some people can come out much quicker. You know,
Right, right, right.
it's
Yeah.
easy to do, and you just tap on it and you go back. You know, so it's a
Yeah.
balancing act. You need to eat right. You know, and get just and pray.
Meditate. Yes.
Prayer,
Right.
meditation, that
Yeah.
works. That definitely works.
Yes.
Even preparing before you go on.
Yes, yeah. And I think actors and writers, directors that, it's a lot of work that's involved. And sometimes you don't get enough credit, you don't get the awards or whatever, but it's good that you stay focused. And like they say, enjoy the journey. Some people don't enjoy the journey. They looking for to reach that destination. And it's a lot of time in between reaching that final destination. And then they say it's kind of like you're not even moving. You're walking in place because you're not enjoying the journey.
I mean,
So,
it's like some people they say, "Oh, that's so and so. He's an overnight success." He ain't no
mhm,
overnight success. He's been doing this 17, 20 years.
20
You
years.
know,
Yes.
and it's all about um, keeping your spiritual base, living this life, which we are thrown. Like the pandemic totally screwed us all up.
I
Acting
know.
I mean, I'm still coming out of it, I
Man.
mean, and so it made us have to do our own stuff,
Right.
order food and you got to recreate. We had to recreate, and nobody expected that, especially in the theater community.
Yeah, the
So,
theater's getting hit hard, really.
man, we're the last on the totem pole,
Right, right.
So,
Yeah.
and then the Zoom didn't make it no better because they found out they could actually function on a Zoom thing. So I have not been to an in person. Usually, if I go audition for a movie, they
Uh-huh.
call me. They say, "You come down here, you audition, you get a chance to go in, meet the director. They put you on tape, but you actually get to work with people." I haven't been on an in person audition in over a year. So everything is through
It's
this.
still that way?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God. I thought everything went back to normal.
No, no, it's still that way.
Oh
It's
my
still that way.
goodness.
All even for theater, all auditions are usually done on this kind of format. Or you send us what they call is a self tape. You
A
do
self
self
tape.
tapes now, so you don't have to go
Oh,
to there. So,
okay.
and it's okay because I don't have to leave my house, but at the same time, it's not personable.
Yeah,
And I
you don't
can't
want to.
show you how charming I am.
I know as charming as you are, your wife get tired of you sometimes.
Never.
I mean, I'm just joking.
Yeah. You're
But
tired of me.
thank you. This has been so wonderful. You are, I mean, it's like a dream come true that I met one of my favorite actors,
Oh,
from one of my favorite movies. I
oh,
follow you, I be seeing you in different things,
okay.
movies and stuff. But I'm glad that you took the time to speak to us at here at the Rise Women Network. The Chicago Success Series, we're closing it out for now, because the documentary is going to be next month. And I'm going to put a little bit of this in it. And I just want to thank you, Donn Carl Harper and Mrs. Harper back there, for joining us here. All of my viewers, they're going to catch the other subscribers are going to catch the telecast, and I'm sure they're going to comment. But thank you. Is there anything else you want to share? You say you do a
Oh
podcast.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do a weekly podcast on
Okay.
Blog Talk Radio. It's on my Facebook page, but it's called Man About Town with Donn Carl Harper and William L. Pearson, who's my partner in Philly. And we do a man cave show every Friday night at 11 o'clock on the net. And we talking about man stuff. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm typing it in here. I'm
Okay.
putting it up here
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Every
people can
Friday
see
night,
it.
Blog Talk Radio, Man About Town. Uh, and I'm in a movie. I did a movie that's going to premiere. It's in Gary. It's at the part of the Gary Film Festival. It's
Okay.
called for the. It's called The Love of the Game. It's an independent film. I don't know too much more about it. Stars Val Warner from
Oh,
Windy City Live. She's in it, and a couple of other people. But we're going to the premiere. It's going to be out for public, and I'll let people know. But thanks for
okay.
having me.
Well, thank you for joining me, and
Okay.
you much success to you. Hopefully, we will connect again. Thank you, Don Carl
Okay.
Harper,
All right.
and thank you, Mocha Sister, Emma, Moo, and whoever else is listening at the Overcast. Good night at Arise Women Network, and thank you guys for joining us. Be
Okay.
blessed.
All right. Bye bye.